The fastest way to improve a culture is to empower people to become leaders. Because when you empower them to become leaders, they start taking on additional responsibilities to develop other people. Because that's what leaders do. Leaders develop other people, right? So, when there's not an opportunity to lead, or if there's not a leadership pathway, then people will typically look after themselves if they're not being led.
What is a leader's, apart from building trust, their main objectives? Build more leaders. A good leader never leads in isolation.
Whenever you've got a problem, just go to the team and say, guys, this is a problem, how do you think we should solve it? Even if you've already solved it, and direct them. And because again, it just builds that leadership muscle in their brain and their body, which is, so important.
Because do you know what one of the key ingredients are required to become a great leader? Humility. Leadership is where you get to see just how much you suck when it comes to working with people. The challenge then is when you see yourself suck and actually doing this publicly, guys, I need to apologize. I was wrong. Because when you demonstrate humility like that, what does that breed? Breeds respect, which breeds trust. What do you need from your team in order for them to follow you? Trust. What do you need to demonstrate in order to get trust? Humility. Humility is one of the most important ingredients of a great leader, because they need to know when they're wrong. But they also need to know when others are wrong, and they need to know how to communicate it in a humble way that doesn't trigger emotion and create conflict. Does this make sense? Because half the battle with humility is willing to accept when you're wrong. The other half of the battle with humility is being able to take that humility into potentially highly charged scenarios and conversations and remain completely calm. Every single one of you, regardless of what your desire for freedom or free time is, should desire to become a great leader, because the world needs a lot right now. Because I'm sure a lot of you would say it's pretty fair to assume the world's in a pretty fucked up place right now. Would you agree with that? But it's also pretty fair to assume that the world is in the best place it has ever been when it comes to the movement of awareness, when it comes to the movement of consciousness, when it comes to the movement of people becoming aware of the consequences of their behaviours. Would you agree with that? So we're at a tipping point. And I feel quite privileged, honestly, to be here in history. Like, this is the most exciting time in history. We've had more innovation in the last 30 years than the world has seen in hundreds of years. Do you know how fucking lucky you are to be alive right now? You're a part of something far bigger than your business. But your business is a vehicle that can actually create change. The reason your business can create change is because who do you affect in your business? Your team, your suppliers, your clients. And who do those people affect? Because I know, for an absolute matter of fact, my team's lives have been affected outside of the business. And my team are affecting lives outside of the business based on the change that I've created inside the business. Does this make sense? It's like a ripple effect. And once you drop a stone in that pond, you can't stop the ripple. You just got to keep throwing stones consciously.